What's up, folks? Alright, so I just made that video about drum hoops, how the character of this drum that I didn't like carried over to this drum when I put these hoops on there. Alright, these originally came with this. I always had this sound that bothered me. I always tried to find a way to escape it, but it was always there, and it showed up once I put them on these. So I put these back. This is sounding good again, so I just got these in the mail. Got brass hoops, 2.3 millimeter, and these are 1.3, and that might be the problem. This was all news to me, and I thought this is pretty exciting. So, two things here. I'm interested to hear what brass sounds like. Hopefully I made a good decision. I never had them before. And I'm excited to see what this is going to sound like. I'm essentially going to have a new snare, because that sound that kind of bothered me about it, I thought it was the birch. Well, clearly it was the rings. So now I'm curious what birch itself is going to sound like. I don't have much experience with what actual woods, and I haven't played many kits. So, all right, here we go. Alright, so about as tight as wood. Right? And it's about 46. In case you're interested. I usually like to get up to 50 on the top. I'd probably like the bottom to be even tighter. You have to hear how it sounds, but usually I'm around 50. I like my snare really tight. But being an old head, I mean, look at that. We're almost, in fact, we're under. Right, so that fucker's really stretched out, so I could get it tighter if I had a new one, but unfortunately, I didn't think to get one of these when I got these. I should have. That would have been smart. When I tune, I'm only going off of feel. I don't know anything about notes, like what key it's in, or I don't know how to tune my toms. But if it sounds good, and feels good, I go with it. So, for better or for worse, that's my method. I mean, I didn't take lessons. I just kind of went, well, I want to hit stuff, and I need something to hit. Everything else I just kind of figure out on my own, you know. I realize if you tighten it, it gets higher. Sometimes I like to keep these three really loose, have all these same tension. That way you can drop the tone and you get like a thuddier snare. But you don't need to completely alter your tuning, right? And if you want to bring it back up and get a ring, you can tighten those back up to the same tension as all these. This is all just kind of guesstimates. I don't think about this shit. I guess here's the moment of truth, eh? Oh, that did not sound like that when these are on there, I'll tell you that. So now it's really lively. It has that crack to it. Boy, I'm excited. And dude, is that nice looking or what? Look at that shit, eh? Fucking here. And as you can see, this is an old, this was a used head already. The Remo Black X. Get that. This is basically it's an Emperor thickness, right? Same as like these. These are Emperors. So it's not the Ambassador, it's thicker. But on top of that, they got a dot on the bottom. It's a really durable snare, and I don't know what the color, the coating, or what, but it's a perfect snare head. And I had this thing tightened to 50, which is, again, it's about that tight, right? And there was hardly even a dent to it. Get a Remo Black X for your snare. I think you'll like it. But anyways, that stupid matchy tone that was on the snare originally with those black hoops now is completely gone. Yeah, that's nice. I've been playing drums for 25 years, and I never put a single thought into the hoops, which is kind of dumb because I've actually had a D drum set. The whole thing was black hoops, and it had this deep ass snare. No matter what I did, I couldn't get the sound I wanted. It's there. Oh yeah, it's a little ringy, but I have a little trick for that. If I could just find it. Oh. Nice little tuning trick that I use. I don't use moon gels or anything. Sometimes I might just use a little piece of tape like this. See this? So I don't necessarily put it on, but I kind of rest it on. I'll put it on the hoop itself and just kind of loosely on the snare. That way. I don't know if you can hear a difference. I can. But if I don't do that, I do this. Now this was an old drum head. I cut out a strip and I use a little piece of tape. Same concept. I just kind of put the tape on the hoop and then this kind of rests on there. I don't want it fully on there because then it chokes too much out. I don't want that much. But alright, now we're talking. Hope you found this useful, and consider replacing your hoops if you don't like the sound of your drums. And apparently the thin ones, no good. Don't get the 1.3s. If you buy a less than expensive drum kit, it will most likely have these on it. I always suggest buy mid-grade, right? I mean, I've never owned a top-end drum set. This is like a mid-grade, and you know, there's certain benefits of not buying the absolute cheapest thing. Like, for example, this stand. This is a cheap stand, right? This isn't a cheap stand. This one stays put, a little more heavy duty. This one is a piece of shit. I hit it too hard. This loosens up. I got this taped shut because it was shitty manufacturing. This one, see this? This thing wobbles like shit. It comes unscrewed. And I had to tape this down because it would swivel on its own when I hit the cymbal. I bought a whole drum set. They had the 1.3 millimeter hoops. Whole thing had that completely choked out sound to it. So I always buy at least 1 or 2 steps above the cheapest if you have to, right? Because that way you won't miss all the things that you didn't have to experience with shitty stuff, right? So, alright, that's about it. Thanks for watching.